Hello, our friends. Today we are going to tell you a story of poor man and the rich man.
Yes, me too. My name is Hernandez. As he said, today we are going to tell you a story of poor man named Thomas and rich man named Richard. Once, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a poor man named Thomas. He worked as a farmer, toiling day and night in his fields, his hands rough from the labor. Nearby, in a grand mansion, lived a wealthy man named Richard, who owned much of the land and had a comfortable life full of luxury. One day, a terrible storm swept through the village. The wind howled, the rain lashed, and the river that ran through the town began to rise dangerously. As the floodwaters crept closer to the village, Thomas, who knew the land well, hurried to warn the townsfolk. He went straight to Richard's mansion, hoping to convince him to help. "Mr. Richard," Thomas called, as he knocked on the grand door. "The river is rising. We must act quickly before the flood comes. Please, we need to move the livestock to higher ground and warn the others." Richard, lounging in the warmth of his mansion, looked up from his comfortable chair with an air of indifference. "The flood? Ha! I don't believe it will reach us. My mansion is far enough from the river." "You're just a farmer, Thomas. What do you know about such things?" Thomas's face tightened with frustration. "I may be poor, but I know this land better than anyone. The floodwaters are dangerous, and we must move quickly." Richard, dismissing him with a wave, chuckled. "I've lived in comfort all my life. What could a simple farmer like you know about my wealth or my land? Go away, Thomas. You're just causing panic." With no choice but to heed Richard's disregard, Thomas left, rushing to warn the other villagers. As the storm worsened, the floodwaters began to overtake the streets, and soon, even Richard's mansion was threatened. The ground trembled, and the walls of the mansion began to crack under the pressure of the rising waters. By the time Richard realized his mistake, the mansion was partially submerged. Panicked, he called for help, but by then, the flood had taken its toll. Desperate, he saw Thomas, along with a few villagers, working tirelessly to save what they could, guiding the animals to safety and helping the others flee to higher ground. Richard approached Thomas, his face red with shame. "I was wrong," he admitted. "You were right. You knew what was coming, and I didn't listen." Thomas looked at him, his expression calm. "We all have our strengths, Mr. Richard. You may have wealth, but it's wisdom that saves lives." Though the flood had caused much damage, Thomas's quick thinking and actions saved many, including Richard. From that day forward, Richard never underestimated the value of wisdom over wealth, and he learned to listen, not just to the voices of the rich, but to those who had real understanding of the world around them. The poor man's wisdom had triumphed over the rich man's pride. Remember to follow us, subscribe and share this story with friends and family members around the world. Thank you.